Prince Philip addresses nation over coronavirus outbreak with rare public statement. Prince Philip has issued a rare statement to thank all of those working to fight against the coronavirus pandemic. The Duke of Edinburgh said he wanted to recognize the vital and urgent work being done by so many to tackle the pandemic. The Queen's 98-year-old husband Prince Philip broke his silence to send his thanks to people in medical and scientific professions and key workers, including those in food production, distribution, rubbish collectors, postal and delivery services. He praised those all united in working to protect us from COVID-19. The statement released by Buckingham Palace read, "As we approach World Immunization Week, I wanted to recognize the vital and urgent work being done by so many to tackle the pandemic, by those in the medical and scientific professions, at universities and research institutions, all united in working to protect us from COVID-19. On behalf of those of us who remain safe and at home, I also wanted to thank all key workers who ensure the infrastructure of our life continues, the staff and volunteers working in food production and distribution, those keeping postal and delivery services going, and those ensuring the rubbish continues to be collected." Prince Philip has made few public appearances since he stepped down from official engagements in August 2017 and is currently staying with his wife at her Windsor Castle home during the outbreak of the virus. The Duke is affiliated to more than 750 organizations, including the scientific, technological research, healthcare and infrastructure sectors which have been responding to the outbreak. Philip, who turns 99 in June, has been staying with the Queen at Windsor Castle with a reduced household for their safety. Britain is at or near the peak of an outbreak in which more than 16,000 people have already died, the fifth highest national death toll of a pandemic linked to at least 150,000 deaths worldwide. The Duke is the latest member of the royal family to issue a message to the nation since the country was put into a virtual lockdown in a bid to curb the spread of the virus. Earlier this month, the Queen made only the fifth televised address of her record-breaking 68-year reign to tell Britons they would overcome the coronavirus outbreak if they stayed resolute, a message she repeated in an audio message at Easter. The country's longest-serving monarch made an exceptional address to the nation, promising, "Better days will return." The Queen celebrates her 94th birthday on Tuesday, but the occasion will not be marked with gun salutes as is customary because she felt it would not be appropriate. Ceremonial gun salutes, in which blank rounds are fired from various locations across London, are typically used by the royal family to mark special occasions such as anniversaries and birthdays. But the Queen was keen that no special measures were put in place to allow gun salutes as she did not feel it appropriate in the current circumstances, a royal source said. They said it is believed to be the first such request in the Queen's 68-year reign. ITV reporter Chris Shipp, who first reported the Queen's request, tweeted citing a source, "We will not be marking Her Majesty's birthday in any special way this year due to the coronavirus crisis." Buckingham Palace last month set a parade to celebrate the Queen's official birthday, which is celebrated in June, would not go ahead in its traditional form in light of restrictions on social gatherings. There are no alternative plans to replace the parade, the source said on Saturday. Meanwhile, the couple's eldest son, 71-year-old heir Prince Charles, who himself has recovered after suffering mild symptoms of COVID-19, has also thanked health staff for their work, saying it was a strange and distressing time for the nation. Britain is in its fourth week of a national lockdown, with businesses forced to close and citizens ordered to stay at home. Prince Philip shock, the extraordinary impact Duke has had on elderly UK drivers. Prince Philip gave up his driving license after he was involved in a car crash last year. This is the surprising impact the Duke of Edinburgh has had on UK drivers. Prince Philip, 98, retired from royal life in 2017 and spends most of his time on the Queen's Sandringham estate in Norfolk. In January 2019, the Duke of Edinburgh was involved in a car accident when his Land Rover Freelander collided with another car near the Sandringham estate. Philip, who was 97 at the time, said he did not see the other car because he was dazzled by the sun. The Duke gave up his driving license 3 weeks after the crash, and it seems his decision influenced elderly drivers across Britain. The number of over 90s voluntarily surrendering their driver's licenses rose by a fifth in 2019, according to a report by The Times. The 21% rise was more than double the increase during the previous year. According to experts, this trend could be linked to the Duke of Edinburgh's decision. Figures obtained from the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Agency, DVLA, under the Freedom of Information Act showed that 8,014 drivers aged 90 and above gave up their license last year, an increase of 21.2% on the previous year. In 2018, 6,612 did so, an increase of 9.7%. In a road safety strategy published last year, the Department of Transport considered compulsory eye tests for all motorists at the age of 70. This could be used to identify drivers who pose a collision risk, with those who fail potentially being banned from the road. Prince Philip was helicoptered down from Sandringham last month to join the Queen at Windsor Castle, where the couple are spending lockdown. The Queen will celebrate her 94th birthday tomorrow on April 21, but the milestone will be a muted affair. While the Queen usually marks her birthday in private, it is obliquely observed by a string of gun salutes. These gun salutes take place in central London at midday. There is usually a 41-gun salute in Hyde Park, a 21-gun salute in Windsor Great Park, and a 62-gun salute at the Tower of London. However, this year the tradition will not be observed as social distancing measures remain in place. A Buckingham Palace official confirmed the Queen had decided it would not be appropriate at this time. The Queen's birthday is officially celebrated in June with a spectacular Trooping the Colour parade. However, this too has been cancelled amid the pandemic. While the royal family usually unite to watch the event from the Buckingham Palace balcony, they will not see one another in person until it is once more safe to do so. The Queen issued a stirring message to the nation over Easter in which she recognized the challenge faced by loved ones being kept apart. She said, "By keeping apart we keep others safe." UK's Prince Philip breaks silence to recognize vital and urgent work done to tackle coronavirus. Prince Philip, the 98-year-old husband of Queen Elizabeth II, has made a rare statement, thanking those involved in the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic. The Duke of Edinburgh has made few public appearances since he stepped down from official engagements in August 2017 and is currently staying with his wife at Windsor Castle during the global pandemic. As we approach World Immunization Week, I wanted to recognize the vital and urgent work being done by so many to tackle the pandemic, by those in the medical and scientific professions, at universities and research institutions, all united in working to protect us from COVID-19, Prince Philip said. Philip is the latest member of the royal family to issue a message to the nation since the country was put into a virtual lockdown in a bid to curb the spread of the virus. Earlier this month, the Queen made only the fifth televised address of her record-breaking 68-year reign to tell Britons they would overcome the coronavirus outbreak if they stayed resolute, a message she repeated in an audio message at Easter. The couple's eldest son, 71-year-old heir Prince Charles, who himself has recovered after suffering mild symptoms of COVID-19, has also thanked health staff for their work, saying it was a strange and distressing time for the nation. Philip's statement comes in the same week that the Queen is to celebrate her 94th birthday, on Tuesday, but the occasion will not be marked with the customary gun salutes because she felt it would not be appropriate. Philip married Elizabeth in 1947 and is the longest-serving consort in British history, but has recently battled health problems, removing himself from public engagements in 2017, which prompted speculation about his health. In late 2019 he spent time in King Edward VII Hospital in London in relation to a pre-existing medical condition but was released on Christmas Eve.